What's up, Fight Fam, and welcome to Boxing Bros. This is the 10th episode of Boxing Bros. We want to thank you for rocking with us this long. I'm Caden, and I'm here with my co-host and Ned, the cameraman. But I'm going to turn it over and let them introduce themselves. I'm going to send it to the right.
What's good? It's G.
Trail. It's the best cameraman ever!
Alright, so let's just dive into this. The first topic we're going to discuss on Boxing Bros is Andy Ruiz and his refusal to accept the fact that the fight's going to be in Saudi Arabia on December 7th. And do we believe that he has a legitimate point for refusing to accept the fight and trying to move the venue? But before we do that, Ned the cameraman is back. He ended his strike. He refused to work with us because he said he didn't feel safe. You feeling? How you feeling, Ned?
I'm feeling good. I'm glad to be back. You know, we had our little agreements and talks after last week's episode. When we're back at it, we're doing it again.
We cut him a few more millions.
Yeah, thank you.
So he's back.
AKA we gave him 2 packs of Starburst.
Well, I can say this though. I gave him flack when I said I was Mexican. But now I'm American, you know?
Ruiz over here, baby. Ruiz over here. So we're gonna start this topic off with Andy Ruiz and his refusal to fight in Saudi Arabia, and whether or not you think his concerns are valid, with none other than Trill.
Man, listen. Normally, I don't swear on Boxing Bros. So I want everybody, all the children that are watching, I want y'all to cover your ears.
Cover your eyes.
Because this, excuse my language, is a shit show. this is I haven't seen this is so much drama. Like, boxing is really turning into the new WWE. Like, there's just so much drama. There's so much plots. I don't know what to say. Like, I don't know. I don't know where you want to fight. You know what I'm saying? Hey, listen, I'm from the old school. When your word is your bond. You know what I'm saying? If you say you're gonna do something, you do it. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, I don't know. That's how I'm gonna end it. I don't know what's going on. It's just so much drama and so much it's gonna be turned into a reality TV show next. You know what I'm saying?
Alright, well, G.
We's gonna go and drink at Eddie Hearn.
Yo, man, listen.
In a public restaurant.
I'm going to answer the question and I'm going to respond to what Trill just said.
Okay, do you think, brother?
So I'll respond to Trill first. If people men of their word, the fight would be ran back in New York because AJ said he wanted to dominate America. He lost, he should come back to America.
No,
but
I'm talking about the contract.
I'm just saying, yo. I thought our words mean something. You know what I mean? So it goes both ways.
He didn't
on both
sign
sides.
that, though.
No. I'm just responding to Trill about being men of their word. You know what I'm saying? So on both ends, dudes violated their code. But in regards to Ruiz still refusing to go to Saudi Arabia, hey man, I feel him, yo. It is what it is. I don't feel safe for him. You know what I mean? If his wife can't go to the fight, you know what I'm saying? Like the number one thing is, if I was AJ, right, I would be like, I don't want to give this dude no excuses unless they're trying to make it a trilogy. You know what I'm saying?
There is no excuses.
But he's, come on. You know Ruiz gonna, if Ruiz gets knocked out in Saudi Arabia, it's gonna be all kind. Yo, I couldn't bring my family. I'm in a different place. All that. He's gonna say all of that stuff. He's gonna make up multiple excuses.
If I could just jump in for a second, bro. So that would show Ruiz's character. Joshua lost, and he could have made a number of excuses. He could have said, I was training for Gerald Miller. This was a last-minute opponent. I didn't have a chance to study him. He could have done all that. He took it on the chin, and later on, when people asked him questions, he said that. So I don't want to hear excuses from Ruiz. Result is the result. So
I'm just saying.
Let me clarify something. And when I was talking about being men of their word, I was talking about in fight. That's what I meant about. They said they gonna fight. They gonna do the rematch. There shouldn't be an issue.
No, well,
Let's just
Ruiz
get it
never
over.
said he wasn't gonna fight.
Let's just get
Ruiz
it
is
over.
down to fight. We all know Ruiz is down to fight. He's just bucking up against Saudi Arabia.
But he signed a contract saying they can pick the venue, bro.
Yeah,
That's being in your word.
listen, I
He
understand
signed
that.
saying he fighting Madison Square Garden again. He signed saying he fighting Madison
I
Square
get
Garden
what y'all
and he
saying.
fighting Madison
I
Square
get what y'all
Garden.
saying. But if I was Ruiz, which I'm assuming Ruiz is doing the same thing. Yo, if y'all want me to go to Saudi Arabia, cool. Yo, you gotta cut me off like a cool couple more million, so that way, if I lose, it is what it is. And that's clearly what he's doing. You know, like, let's just be real.
I agree with that.
He's just holding on,
he's
trying to get a bigger payday,
He's
which
trying to get money. I agree with
rightfully so. Like, to me, it's like, if you could squeeze it, go for it. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't have to, but I'm pretty sure they're
You
going to.
disagree with me for the wrong reason. You just talk about being a man of your word.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's not what it is.
No. I get what you're saying, but think about this. AJ's not either. At the end of the day, yo, it's prize fighting, right?
I said
Everyone's
both.
trying to get paid.
I didn't
No, I'm just saying, but everyone's trying to
both
get paid.
guys,
So,
whatever happened to being a man of your word? I'm saying
Yo,
on both sides.
I respect it. I agree.
I'm saying
I agree.
I'm done with the drama. I'm done with this being drawn out. I'm done because I don't think that this is going to be the end. I don't even think, even if it was an issue with it going back to the UK. It was an issue with it being held in New York. There's going to be an issue with it being in Saudi Arabia. And what is it going to be? We
The
want
next place they're gonna have an issue with that.
we want it in
They keep
Detroit.
bringing up things that are irrelevant to the sport of boxing. Human rights violation.
You can't have it in Detroit.
They don't let people take taxis in this country.
All I'm
Like,
saying is this.
everywhere-
All I'm saying is this, right? Clearly, the fight of this magnitude, they're gonna come to terms soon, right? And so all we gotta do is just wait it out. I think it's in the best interest of AJ to try and situate all of this now because he needs to focus on this fight. You know what I mean? And the way he's talking, clearly he's determined for this fight. So all of this is just distraction, especially for AJ because technically AJ got a lot more to lose in this fight than Ruiz.
I disagree, but hold on. You said, because we did interrupt you, you said you had two points you wanted to
Oh no,
make.
I already
So
said
one you addressed in Trill. What was
Yeah.
the other point you want to make?
no. Then just saying why Ruiz is still holding
Yeah,
out.
you went into
So
it.
yeah, I mentioned it too. No, that's cool.
I just wanted to make sure that you made all your points before
Yeah.
we moved on to Ned the cameraman.
Man, Ruiz, you got the belts. You said you got AJ's number. He's not a good fighter, and you're gonna beat him in the rematch. I say you got the power at your hand. You got the power in your hands. You got one up on AJ. Just go in there and do your thing, but stop all of this. Oh, I want extra money. Oh, I'm scared. Just go in there. If you really about what you say you are, go in there and do it again. Then you're the man. You're the man who gets what you want now. This is the
He
world's
ain't
your
never said he
oyster.
was scared, bro.
He's not scared.
He ain't never said he was scared.
He's scared of Saudi Arabia. Not scared of
Oh
AJ.
yeah, that would insinuate he's scared of Saudi Arabia. If
I'm
he's
scared of
playing
him. I'm scared for him.
Okay, so you're right. He said he's scared. Go ahead.
Alright, so be a man of your word. Go in and fight that. Take that 9 million. If you got AJ's number, dial it and do your thing, man. That's it. That's it for me.
Honestly, I want to really express this. You know what I'm saying? Like I said before, this is turning into the WWE.
Mhm.
This is turning in. I honestly, let's just say, let me pull something from G real quick. Let me get one of your conspiracy G's real quick.
Go ahead. Blessings, brother.
Let's just say this is just a ploy to put more interest and more buzz and more what's the name on this fight.
I think inadvertently that's what it does. Like,
He's
indirectly,
definitely
it's-
doing it right now. So.
Yeah, with all this, because at this, it doesn't seem like it should be this. Especially with these guys talking this big talk, it seems like it shouldn't be this. So to me, it seems like now it's just starting to look so fakeish, so like
reality TV.
ish. You know what I'm saying? Like it's starting to feel that way, and it's just starting to get a little frustrating now. You know what I'm saying? Let's concentrate on the camps now and seeing these guys in training camp and doing other stuff. I'm done with all the back trying to make. First, you know what it is? They gotta make something. They gotta make it some bad blood. They gotta make something. This is their way of trying to make something to sell this fight. That's what I feel.
No, actually, what I think is Andy Ruiz camp has no leverage. So they're using the only piece of leverage they have, which is him showing up to the fight. Because, as it's been pointed out, nah, for real, he signed a contract for 2 fights. He signed the terms of the rematch when he signed for the first fight. So really, all he needs to sign is basically something that's like a notice, saying he's been put on notice, the date of the fight, and he's signing saying he's going to show up to the fight. And he's using that leverage to try to get more money. That's my personal opinion. So I agree with G on that. But where I disagree with everyone else is this notion that he has a foot to stand on legally to get out of the fight. Sports washing, which they say is something when a country holds an event, they're committing human rights violations, but they hold an event to overshadow what's taking place in their country. That's been happening for years. The Olympics in Germany, right? All leagues fought in countries, Zaire, Manila, where there were tons of human rights violations. Human rights violations have never stopped a boxing event from happening. So this notion that it's supposed to happen in 2019 is ridiculous to me. Specifically when you're saying that you want to bring the fight to a country that has its own problems with human rights violations. The precedent for holding and hosting a boxing match isn't the human rights violations that take place within that country. Now, Andy Ruiz claiming he doesn't feel safe in Saudi Arabia. There have been 2 fights in the past year in Saudi Arabia. And those fighters were fine, they were paid, they were compensated. Andy Ruiz really doesn't fear being hurt in Saudi Arabia. Let's be real about it. Do you really believe Andy Ruiz thinks he's going to show up in Saudi Arabia and something bad's going to happen to him? No. This is a ploy to get more money. So let's not entertain the bull. Like my bro said, we're not used to this. We're used to, George Foreman did not want to be in that fight. He did not want to be in Zaire. George Foreman wanted to leave, but as a man, he honored his contract. He had the fight. People, this is as old as time in the sport of boxing. People have fights in venues they don't want to have, they don't want to go to. But you have an opportunity. Andy Ruiz is making $9 million for this fight. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that'll be the biggest payday he's ever had. People want to say, oh, look at the entire pot. Look, you can offer me $1 million right now to have a boxing match somewhere. I'm going to take it. And the entire pot could be $300 million that's being generated from that fight. But I've never made $1 million. So I'm going to take that $1 million. And am I being ripped off? No, I'm not being ripped off. Because if I don't take that fight, I won't make $1 million. Andy Ruiz, don't take this Joshua fight. Tell me where you're going to get $9 million from. Wilder, psych. Kaunaki, psych. Come on, man. Where is he going to get $9 million? Dillian White, psych.
Rocky
who?
Balboa.
Yeah, the movie. He
can fight Creed in part 3.
Creed goes to heavyweight. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, where you getting $9 million from? Nobody's robbing you, bro. AJ's guaranteed 30 regardless, whether he fought Big Baby Miller or Andy Ruiz, whether he fights Dillian White or Deontay Wilder. He's getting that bread, bro. Stop it. Andy Ruiz, he's a robot. He's a bum. You beat him. He's easy work. He can't box. Do it again. And then for the rest of your career, you set the terms. And you get paid. Look at it like this. You're an artist who signed a bad first deal, but most artists get screwed on their first deal. Most boxers get screwed on their first deal. De La Hoya, Mayweather, Muhammad, Mike Tyson, Ruiz, you. But he didn't get screwed on his first deal because he got a better first deal than them. Tyson was...
No, I meant like his contract with that's what I'm
talking about. With Top Rank.
Yeah, Top Rank.
Top Rank, yeah. Yo, most fighters would kill to be in Ruiz's position right now. And he's complaining. Like, no one's siding with you, bro.
But let's be real. Is it really Ruiz or is it Al Heyman? I believe it's Al Heyman that's saying, we can milk a couple more million out of this fight. You know what I'm saying? Because like I could understand what you're saying. If I was Ruiz, like, you know, Ruiz just came back from losing a home. He was like dirt poor, like all kind of stuff, right? But like, you know, the average dude like, yo, it's not a million, yo, I'll just take it. It is what it is. But you got a bunch of financial advisors around you, managers, people in boxing that's been doing this for years, like literally their careers.
He's the average dude.
No, Andy Ruiz the average dude, but Al Heyman and his team are not. So I'm like, I don't believe Ruiz is bold enough to go against Al Heyman's wishes and be like, yeah, I'm not going to Saudi Arabia. Clearly, Al Heyman must be on board with his decision to say this stuff, because Al Heyman would have been giving that call like, yo, stop playing these games. You're going to Saudi Arabia.
I don't like some things we can't put everything on Al. Like some things you can't put everything on Al. Like for example, I'm sure at one point Al was very.
Al's probably gonna put the bug in his ear at first.
I'm pretty sure it was.
Now, since Ruiz is a different fighter, different person, not a fighter, he's a different person. I haven't seen him since, you know what I'm saying, fight, but he's a different person now. Like, I don't know if you noticed, you know what I'm saying? He went from walking around with 2 people to now he's walking around with 200.
You know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying?
He went from walking to driving.
Yeah, he don't just have Al in his ear anymore. He has every.
He probably got the Mexican government in his ear.
He got all these people trying to get it here. So we don't know, you know what I'm saying? I just want to see it.
That man
Which
probably
brings
took
me-
on like 5 mortgages, man.
Which brings me to my next point. Well, not my next point, but to respond to something that G said. I don't know if Anthony Joshua has more to lose. Anthony Joshua has more money, has accumulated more money throughout the course of his career than Andy Ruiz. If he loses to Andy Ruiz, he has a number of title defenses. He's already beaten a number of fighters in the top 10. No one's going to look at Anthony Joshua as a fluke. But if Andy Ruiz loses to Anthony Joshua, everyone's going to believe that it was a fluke. Not only is he no longer going to be the champion, but he's going to be the guy who lost his belt in the first offense. That's going to put him in a category where Bermane should burn. And after that $9 million, he's not going to make another payday like that. And people are bringing up how he has a new entourage. He just bought a new home. He's driving Rolls Royces now. That's a lot of bread he done already spent from the payday he got last time. So now he's up here complaining about money because he realizes that if he loses, that gravy train is gone before it ever really started.
I see what you're saying, but like the way I view it is the reason why I said AJ has a lot more to lose is because I think AJ, based upon what AJ's been talking about, he's more concerned about his legacy. Because again, he's caked up. You know what I'm saying? Like if he leaves the sport right now, he's good, his kids good, his grandkids are good for forever. You know what I mean? And so AJ's more concerned about solidifying that legacy on the road to being the undisputed champion of the heavyweight division. If he loses to Ruiz, right, the second time around, people could forgive the first go around because of the situation, you know, a last minute replacement, you know, short training camp. There's a number of things that go into it. You know, it was New York or whatever. It could be a number of things where even though a lot of fans or a lot of the fans of boxing, it's like split, right? Some people give AJ the pass, other people are like, yo, this dude's a bum, he's a fake champion, paper champion. You know, we see the comments on YouTube. A lot of people got issues with Anthony Joshua. So if Anthony Joshua goes into this rematch and loses again to Ruiz, then people are like, see, I told you, he wasn't official, he's not a real champion. It's gonna be a number of things, and it's gonna be another Tyson Fury, another Deontay Wilder. It's gonna be a whole bunch of Dillian White. Everybody's gonna be commenting about AJ, like I told you he wasn't official, blah, and all that stuff to tarnish his legacy. And that's why I said AJ has more to lose in this fight.
I just want to go to you two with a question. Start with you, Trill. I'm coming to you with the same question. Would you rather, throughout the span of your career, make $120 million, but your legacy be mediocre? Or would you rather have an outstanding legacy, legendary legacy, but throughout the span of your career only make $30 million? Which would you rather?
You better pay me. You know, you better pay me. Because this is what we have. No, honestly, because we have learned with boxing, right? We have learned, you know what I'm saying, with this sport that we love so much, that fans are finical. Yeah, we want to say, oh, you know, Sweet Pea was one of the greatest. But we wasn't writing Sweet Pea no letters while he was battling drug addiction and he was in these programs and stuff. We cheer for them while they're in the ring, but when they get outside the ring, they gone and they forgot it. And then we might watch a fight and then see the camera flash to them in the ring, and during one of our fights, and see them in the audience.
They get a little bit of clap.
They get a little clap, and they're sitting there, and they can barely enjoy their loved ones, or they're shaking.
Their faculties are all
Or
messed
You
up.
trade those claps in for that money.
I'll trade them claps in for that money.
Okay.
I definitely will.
Ned?
Yo, I'm going for the bag, man. I set me straight, and I could go and live my life in peace, man, with a mediocre career, you know.
So with that being said, once again, even Floyd Mayweather said, my kids can't eat my legacy. This whole argument that he wants his legacy and there's more pressure on him for legacy over bread, to me, is ridiculous. I think everyone knows you want the bag. Even Ruiz wants the bag. And if he loses this fight, his chances of getting the bag are donezo.
Yo.
Oh, what time? I got this. But again, AJ's getting the bag regardless, whether he wins,
Exactly.
draws, or loses. So that doesn't really have a factor in what I'm saying.
That's why there's more pressure on Ruiz, bro.
No. I still disagree with y'all. Because again, if Ruiz loses, people are gonna be like, hey man, you were supposed to lose anyways. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That literally, Ruiz was brought in here to
okay,
lose.
he was supposed to lose, but what happens to his life? What happens to the Rolls Royce that he can no longer afford?
I hear
the
all
mansion
that
he
shit
can
y'all
no
saying.
longer afford,
Yes.
all the money he's not
Yes,
gonna make.
yes.
AJ's already secure.
However, but y'all talking, all right, again, now that we're talking about two different things. You're talking about the pressure of the financial stability.
Pressure, bro.
No, I agree, but what I'm talking about.
You can't isolate
No, but what
things that cause pressure.
Okay.
Going into that ring, Ruiz is
I hear
going to
what you're
have
saying.
more on him.
What I was talking about was the legacy and what it does to the person's
So you wanna
career,
isolate
his
it?
resume. I was literally talking about that when it came
Okay,
to
well then you need to
Anthony
isolate
Joshua.
because
you know
when
what
you
I'm
talk
saying?
about who's going into that ring with more pressure on them, it's Ruiz.
I don't even think it's more. I honestly
don't
believe
think-
Ruiz thinks he's gonna beat AJ.
I don't-
Like the
they
way he's
fight him.
talking,
They fight him.
he's like,
They
yo,
fight him.
I'm gonna whoop this robot. You know what I mean? So
Listen, I respect both of you guys' decision, but y'all forgetting the one main thing. Both of these guys is under pressure. I'm not saying this one got more or this guy got more. Both of these guys is under pressure. Ruiz is under pressure as saying like he was a fluke and this is that. That's different pressure. You know what I'm saying? Then you got Joshua. People think he's the next Frank Bruno. We don't know. That's a different type of pressure. Both of these guys is under pressure. We just hope that, you know, they come out and give us a good fight. You know what I'm saying? But both of these guys is under pressure. There's pressure to remain, to be on.
Without a doubt, they're both under pressure. But only one guy is set for life.
Mhm.
Win or lose.
I mean, listen, you could be set for life for $9 million. You know what I'm saying?
Not buying Rolls
nah,
Royces.
I'm buying Rolls Royces and mansions, bruh.
I'm saying, let's just break it down. When he brought his mansion and he paid for his Rolls Royce, $200,000 out of his $5 million.
He didn't take all that $5 million home. He got paid $5 million, and then what he took home was
But
something different.
Yo, hold on. Think about this. Think about all the athletes from all sports that are multi-millionaires, and within like 10 years, they back in the hood.
Antonio Brown blew through
That's what I'm
110 million,
saying.
bro.
No, trust
I'm
me.
not saying that he's all athletes.
Yeah.
Because there's some other, we know athletes that only made like $3 million, bought a big house, bought a crazy
You know what?
house,
I'll take it
and know how
back.
to
You know what?
invest.
He is under Al
You know what I'm
Heyman,
saying?
and based upon all the other athletes that
That's
are under
not
Al
happening.
Heyman, yo, they seem like when it comes to financial literacy, they on point. So you could be right. You know what I mean? So I don't like counting
And
people's pockets,
and-
man. Like real talk. I don't like
I
counting people's
don't want
pockets.
to count.
For all I know, he could be that dude.
He
He could sort of. I was gonna say something crazy, like start a
I
drug
don't
cartel in
wanna-
Mexico.
I
Yeah, I was being stupid, but you know what I mean. He could do a number of things. He could flip that $9 million and be set for
But-
life. He could. You know what I'm saying?
He's
But
not. I think the problem with him is they offering him $9 million. He knows he's not taking home the whole 9 million. So
But
you
that
want
goes to AJ
separate-
too. That goes to everybody.
I know,
Everybody
but
has to
nobody
cut
takes home
the whole pot.
Exactly.
Yeah. But what I'm gonna say is this,
Except
right?
Floyd.
Yo, but think about this. Like when you look at like AJ, right? He's been on top of the sport for a couple of years now. Yo, what motivates this dude to get in the ring and constantly get punched in the face? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think it's the money at this point because it's like, yo, you already got everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's literally good for life. So now it's legacy. Yeah, it has to be legacy at this
Not being
point.
the next, you know, like I said, like Frank Bruno.
Yeah, that's
I think
what
each one of these guys have their own pressure. Like, each
And I know
one
we're
of
about
these
to do the segment with Lennox Lewis, right?
Yeah.
But like, look at in that example.
Let's not get into.
What I'm just saying, I'm not even gonna talk about it, but I'm gonna say that example is an example of pressure, right? Because again, it's like comments from past fighters, current fighters, boxing analysts, the whole internet, you know what I mean? Like networks, everybody's talking about, oh, AJ looked like this, he looked like that. Oh, then the conspiracies, oh, he had a concussion, he got knocked down sparring, this, that, that. It's so much going around. It's like, to me, it's like, yeah, you could be a multi-millionaire. And it's easy to ask a bunch of dudes that ain't never touched $1 million, like, yeah, I would take ABCFG. We not in their shoes. Like, we're talking about now, they're dealing with politicians. They're dealing with, like, owners, CEOs. They're dealing with a lot of powerful people that are on them. And it's like, yo, listen,
You're gonna have to say
you
the
do
same
this.
thing on the next segment.
No,
You know what, I'm gonna fall back. I'm just explaining. What I'm just explaining is the pressure that AJ's dealing with. Yo, it's not the money. Now is I gotta solidify my legacy because people disrespecting my art form. This is his craft. You know what I'm saying? And when people are like, yo, your trainer's ass. This and that sucks. Blah 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 blah. You need to work on this. Yo, you need to lose weight. You need to do this. You need to do that. Yo, that's eating at him, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Nobody said.
So then
he's
now,
not
if
under
he
pressure.
loses-
His point is that both people are under pressure.
No, I agree. I agree
You
with
made
that
a
point.
statement
I'm just
that Anthony
explaining.
Joshua's under more pressure.
Yeah.
And my point is you're overlooking the pressure that Andy Ruiz is under as well. So with that being said, let's just wrap this segment up.
Yo, thank you for watching this extended edition of this extended segment of Boxing Bros. Please like and subscribe, leave a comment, tell us how you feel, and check us out on social media. That's on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. It's Boxing Bros.
Subscribe, baby.